All right, hello, welcome back to the channel. It's the Cup Chasers podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Arsenal were absolutely awful at Southampton on Friday night. And if you agree with that, go ahead and like the video, not the performance. Subscribe to the channel, get the notification bell on. We got plenty more Arsenal action upcoming. Guys, this one, I remember I started out the West Ham segment with "This one hurt my heart." This one, I screamed myself hoarse at the television.
Yeah.
Like you can still hear it a little bit. To give another goal 10 seconds into a game, that's twice this season we've done that, and I couldn't tell you how long it's been before that since we've even done that ever. What? How do you start? Like, can you even say that our eyes were on Wednesday? Our eyes were closed, shut tight. Like there was been news about Ramsdale joking and cutting up in the tunnel right before the game starts, and then this is how you start. Like I get trying to be loose and trying to be, but I remember right before this game started, Martin Odegaard, he was ready to go. He was, and then we come out and do that 10 seconds into the game. Yeah, we were asleep. We were asleep, and you can't even say anything about Southampton's tactics because they're up a goal already. Of course they're going to start time wasting immediately. Of course they are. They've already got something to protect. Of course they're going to start with the gamesmanship.
And a point for them right now could mean not being relegated. Like
absolutely
tight run-in.
Massive. Right? And the coach, Ruben Sell, I think his name is Sellas, in the press conference the day before says we're coming out high press, we're coming out to be in their face and attack. And that's what they did. Like, come on, guys. They told you the strategy before the game started. And I think that I honestly think that we didn't listen and we were shell-shocked. We didn't listen. We didn't take Southampton seriously. Arteta did not take Southampton seriously. If Fabio Vieira starts a game for the Arsenal, it means we're not taking our opponent seriously. Period.
He didn't start anymore, is what you're saying.
He should never play in an Arsenal shirt again. Ever. That's shambolic. He was a ghost. X, you said it. And Lauren said it. Not 5 minutes after X put it in the chat. It's like playing with 10 men.
I like playing with 10 men.
100% like playing with 10 men. He was scared.
Yep.
His own teammates did not want to give him the ball. Yep. His own teammates. There was a moment where Zinchenko got the ball and the clear and obvious pass was into Vieira. Easy 6-7 yard ball. He could turn and have space to go into the midfield. Instead, Zenny pops it up and does a little dink round the corner trying to get it to Martinelli, and it goes out of bounds instead of playing the obvious pass. Even Martin Odegaard was picking balls that were tougher than passing to Fabio Vieira. His own teammates, coach. It's clear, it's obvious. The VAR decision. It's clear and obvious, man. Come on. You can't ever play him ever again. If you put Fabio Vieira in, you are not taking the game seriously.
Is Xhaka hurt?
He was sick. He went out.
Okay.
Him and Georgie.
Well, you better be on your death. You better be on your deathbed, man.
Yeah, Georgie was sick too.
You need to be on your deathbed for that because we.
I think it's like FA clearance, right? Even if they're not sick anymore, they have to have that because post-COVID and all this other stuff, they have to wait X amount of time before they get cleared.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I'm not sure what
they got rid of that.
Georgie was sick. Georgie was sick too, though. So it was, no one else was there to.
Yeah. No, that's not true. That is not even a little bit true. What we do?
Trossard could have started.
What did we do in the 55th minute?
Trossard could have started.
And he changed the game.
So why? Why did we not just start with that? What about
Smith Rowe? Where's
the guy that wears the pink shirt? He's literally
Where's Smith Rowe? Yeah.
Sure. He was our leading goal scorer this season. Am I the only one seeing this? Is it just me? Am I crazy?
Smith Rowe and Mason Mount they have caught some shade. Like Bet went from being best player to not played off the bench at all. Like at either club.
So Jake, I have a question then.
It's wild.
So are you questioning Arteta's decision making in the running now?
He loves Vieira. He
I
loves
get
Vieira.
he's wrong.
Well, if we see it, there's no way he doesn't see it.
I don't know what it is. Maybe he's just got a blind spot with Vieira. Maybe it's because we paid $34 million for this absolute bum. The people in Portugal that we bought Fabio Vieira from are laughing their asses off all the way to the bank because they have ripped us off something terrible. Look, that aside, I'm gonna move past that. That was a horrible decision, and it should never be made again, period. Now, when we finally woke up and scored the goal, I thought, okay, great. We're going to get our momentum back. We're going to get going. But credit to Southampton. They started falling over. They started kicking us. They started breaking up the game. They started getting in people's faces. And we never got any rhythm. You know, Theo Walcott, class act. Absolutely love Theo. I don't care how many goals he scores against Arsenal. I love Theo Walcott. I'll put that out there. Scores a goal, doesn't celebrate. Fair play. Love you, man. You know, you're on a different team when you get a wide open goal because Gabriel is spinning circles on chasing his own tail. You know, fair play. Take the shot, score the goal. Good for you. But I thought that we could have gained the momentum back. We could have brought it back before halftime, but Southampton broke up the game really, really well. We never really were able to mount the pressure at the end of the first half, because if we would have, we could have leveled at halftime. And then
had Vieira not missed the two sitters as well.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby Jesus has 3 clear-cut opportunities he should be scoring. You know, we can talk about the missed opportunities, but you just can't. You know, we woke up in like the 17th minute and played for 5 minutes, scored a goal, went back to sleep. Till halftime. Come out of I expect us to come back out of halftime and really put it on them, really put the pressure on them. We didn't do that. We're asleep for another 20 minutes, just like Bournemouth. Gave another goal on the corner kick, just like Bournemouth. How are we not learning our lessons? It's the same crap. Patrick, you've said it so many times this season. How the hell do we get something positive and then sit back? We weren't even level, and you stopped going for it.
I think they now, and the funny thing is that I was in the meeting, so I didn't see it. I didn't catch the game until Southampton was up 3-1, and I was blown away. I'm like, what is this? I was confused because it was weird because I think, and I had the feeling like I've never been one of those guys where I think the game is over before it's over, right? Especially if like you're on the top end of the table, and so when did they score the second goal? Like in the 80th minute? I think it was
8. We were 3-1 down in the 87th minute.
Yeah, I knew it was towards the end. But once they scored that one, I had a feeling they would at least draw. Because the momentum was there. And they looked
I didn't react at all.
Well, it looked like they were pushing, and Southampton looked like their energy changed. They looked like they were afraid, and they weren't playing like when I first saw them score that third goal. Because I think they thought it was over too. And I think that caused some of their problems. But I didn't see the first half until later. And when I saw those first two goals, I'm like, what are they doing? Like I was confused, man.
It's terrible.
They watched too many United highlights, and it just sank in.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Ramsdale was trying to be David De Gea.
Gabriel was trying to be Harry Maguire. It was
straight up. It was a straight up Martinez spin. You just got completely spun around in a circle. But even at halftime, they pulled They started with the way they were pressing was it was a 4-4-2, classic 4-4-2 with their forwards with Theo playing just ahead of Alcaraz, right? They pulled Alcaraz at halftime and put in Lianco at halftime. So there was a 5-4-1, and that opened up a ton of space. We gave him a silly corner kick, like we were giving silly crap against West Ham, and we got punished.
Yeah.
And that was because because it was Bukayo Saka was marking the tallest man on the field. This is simple stuff, guys. I know we run a zonal defense on the corner kicks, but can we put somebody who's not going to get absolutely run over on the tallest dude on the field? And then, of course, he's free on the back post. Come on. And so in the 87th minute, I'm already sunk in the couch. I'm already like, this is pathetic. We've literally seen the Premier League trophy right in front of us and kicked it as hard as we could and as far away from us as we can go. And then Odegaard scores. And the first thing that comes to my mind is, why the hell have you not been pressing like this for 90 minutes? We played for 5 minutes in the second half, or in the first half, we played for 5 minutes, scored a goal. We wake up in the 85th minute, play for 5 minutes, and we score 2 goals. And so we get 8 minutes of stoppage time because of their antics and gamesmanship. We get the 8 minutes of stoppage time, and we expect to win the game because we're going to play for 8 minutes? No way. That's no chance. So yeah, we fought back. We showed spirit, whatever. No, that was BS. Yeah, it's great that we got a point, and yeah, it means that you blah, 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 blah. You can't play 13 minutes of a 100-minute game and expect to win in this league.
Of any Premier League game, right?
I don't care who it is.
I don't care who it is.
So is it more tactics than the players, or is it the players? Because I feel like
I felt like it was the players in this
How do
game.
you
They got punched right at the beginning of the game. It changes the entire mindset. It changes the entire, and especially with Southampton doing what they did after they scored that goal, they got under Arsenal's skin. It looked like, because they wasted time. They started diving everywhere. So it wasn't like Jake said it already. They couldn't get into that rhythm. And Arsenal plays with this run, and they play with this rhythm to them. They get the ball, they move it out, they know what they're doing, and they just couldn't find that, because it was almost like they woke. And he said it again. They woke up too late. I blame the players 100%. I blame Arteta for one thing and one thing only. I understand not pulling him out before half, but the Trossard, Vieira switch should have came at the half. What you are playing
should have came at the beginning of the game.
But I think you and Patrick both said this, X, where it was something about it's about the heart of the guys, and I just it's confusing, because at what point is it can the manager can do but so much,
right?
Because I mean, okay, and I agreed when Trossard came in, because I saw that as soon as he came on, it was an energy. And so what I'm trying to understand is, there's no way, and okay, they're playing 10 v 11, but there's no way that Vieira had that much influence on the energy of the team. Because if he did, why is he even in the team sheet? Not even on the bench. Why is he there at all?
That's a great question.
Because if he's that bad, then is he really that cancerous to the energy of the team?
I mean, it was just
about the energy.
It was the work rate for me. Like, watching them work so hard to get the ball back, because they Southampton would waste time. They would kick it into spots. They wouldn't advance the ball into there. So Arsenal couldn't, in moments whenever you work that hard to get the ball somewhere. And I've been on teams like this. I mean, like our CSU team was like this a little bit too. You work so hard to get the ball back, and then you work so hard to get the ball in the right spot. And you have one player who cannot convert or keep up, or needs to be there, deserves to be there, that you pass it to him, and all you need is a 1-2 or a wall, or just a simple give and go. and he can't perform that, or you need him just to sink an easy shot at the top of the 18 and just put it on frame. That's all he needs to do. Wide open, has space, and they don't compete and they don't convert these simple chances. As a teammate, have been on one of those teams. Like I look at that and I go, I just ran for 13 minutes straight to get you the ball there, and you biffed it, you bottled it. So after 6, 7, 8 times of him not filling the space correctly, not playing the ball correctly, not being able to do or convert correctly, I see it in our Chelsea squad all the time. Playing with those types of players on the field, it does bring that mindset down and that heart down. It doesn't matter who you are. It's I've ran 15 minutes for nothing just then. Thank you so much. And then you get frustrated, and then they're already frustrated at Southampton. Now they're frustrated with their guy not converting. So it was a headache after headache, and they didn't expect to get punched that early. So they're frustrated about the scoreline. Because I saw it after the second goal. I meant to text it in the group, but when Arsenal came together after that second goal, and they huddled up and was like, yo, like the team huddled up. They were like, yo, this is bad. Like bad news bears. You could see it on the players. Like, this is bad news bears. Like, and they came out, they had a different vibe to them. They got the goal. I thought they were going to pull one back before half too. I thought they were going to level the game, everything to play for the second half. Especially after that huddle up, they kind of got their heads together. Okay, let's not embarrass ourselves and lose the league today to Southampton of all people. And I commend them for that. That's what I want a championship squad to look like, to come together. Hey, we found ourselves in this moment that no one expected us to be in. We need to pull it out of our, as Jake said, we need to pull our head out of our ass at this moment and actually convert some of these. And after that, it was funny because Jake said it again. They kind of stopped playing through Vieira. They were just like, you know what? We'll work around him until he's gone off the field. And then Trossard came on, which then brought that energy. I blame the players here. I blame the non-substitution early. I think Arteta should have saw it early and put Trossard on, because Trossard's been converting for Arsenal. He has got the assists. He's got the work rate. Every time he comes on the field, it seems like something happens or something's created. He pushes the ball forward very well. He has that mindset as a player. That's the only fault I have for Arteta, but I 100% blame the players here for playing down to begin with, not taking Southampton serious, getting punched, not taking it serious, and then it took a 1-2 for them to be like, oh no, hang on, these guys actually scored some goals today.
These guys came to play.
Yeah, these guys came to play. Right.
What you thinking, Patrick?
Well, I'm going to save my rant for later in the discussion, or later in the pod. But this is all on Arteta. I'm sorry. This is 3 results in a row that you came out with just 1 point. In a championship run-in, that falls on the coach. He should have the team focus to be able to, especially at home. I mean, we're not talking about that you went to St. Mary's and, you're playing on the road and, it's pouring down rain or whatever.
Where we didn't win
either. You're playing at home.
Neither did we. Don't worry.
Well, I know we didn't win there either. But you're playing at home. Like, there's got to be some just competitive nature of like, okay, we've lost. I mean, let's be real. It's almost like a loss, that last one against West Ham.
West Ham, yeah.
Well, think about it this way. 3 draws equates to 6 dropped points, the equivalent of losing 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah. And the competitive nature in you has got to say, okay, this is our chance to get it right before we got to play the monster in the closet right now, And my rant will go later because I've had a lot of thought about the league this weekend and I'm not too happy about it. But I will say this. The way Partey played, you heard me say it before we even came on the pod. Dude's walking when the ball gets turned over.
That second goal, yeah. I thought he should have legitimately tried to pull a hamstring to get back for that, and it was not even half of that kind of effort.
And I will also say, talking about the huddle, I saw it, and it concerned me. Not because they huddled, but because Zinchenko had to, pull them all together.
Yeah.
You should be huddling as a team and what the hell's going on, y'all? We got to get this fixed. They were shell-shocked, right. which of course says they weren't focused, which falls on the manager. I think that this is uncharted territory. I talked about it a while back about maturity, that you had Jesus and Zinchenko to kind of give that championship winning mentality into the team. But this is still a very young team. You think that someone like Jorginho, maybe he gives a little bit of that as well. Even
Also a
Partey.
champion.
Even Partey. He's played in some big games for Atletico.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, yes, the manager has to get them ready, but at some point, the competitive nature, the being there in the moment has to come to the top. Now, I understand that they're probably looking ahead to City, and we'll probably see a performance from Arsenal. I fully expect it, but this isn't good. This isn't good at all, because this is 3 results in a row where either A, they ran out ahead and then they shut down, or they didn't even start and they had to play catch up.
Now, I'm going to ask a question, because I'm going to be a little bit of devil advocate, because I did and go back and watch the game, and I agree. It's I know some said players, some said the coach. I think it is a combination of both. But my issue is that, well, for example, we looked at Vieira and say, okay, Vieira's energy, and he doesn't know what he's doing. And I know what it's like, because, I played different sports, and when you have that one guy, like, why are you here?
Lost puppy. Yeah.
but at the same time, that does mean something even more for the guys on the field to lift him up, because you're only strong as your weakest link. Because, for example, you have Jesus, right? And for a while, Jesus was considered to be like this, and that was because he was in the shadow of Aguero. And I can imagine being the guy who was pegged to follow Aguero as the next guy at Manchester City. And Aguero was hurt a lot, so Jesus got the chance to do that. And he did what he did for Arsenal. Because I watched, there was a couple of times where I'm like, that's the Jesus from City missing stuff. And, that's the reason he's partially not in the team, because obviously City would have kept him if he was good. They would have just brought Haaland in as well. They just don't go after Alvarez. And it's just weird, because you guys have mentioned there's Zinchenko, there's Jesus, there's who's the midfielder left in my mind? Jorginho. You got guys who've won the league
and the Champions League.
And so, to Patrick's point, he had to yank people to be there. That doesn't go away after one practice, man. That didn't just start there. So I agree with Patrick that this was happening on the practice field too. There's no way that this wasn't happening on the practice field where there was some disconnection, because the way you practice is the way you play. I mean, that's what you're doing. So either he does not see this happening on the practice field, or he thinks that they're just going to come back and it's the Fergie time thing. Because here's the thing, you are a creature of habit. Because if we go back at some podcasts from the past and we look, and I think X said it a couple of times, Patrick said it a couple of times, you said it as well, Jake, there were times where Arsenal had to come back and you say, that's how champions win.
That's how champions win.
Had they won this game, do that a couple of times. The
Right.
problem is those guys, the championship wasn't that close before. And now it's there. This is the championship, and this is your hand reaching at it. And the other teams are like, wait, we can play with them? And now all of a sudden, that yank back that they were able to get 10 weeks ago don't work anymore. And so that means it was something that they were doing, because that means you can go back and look at other games where they let games go like that and they got away with it.
Yep.
And now they can't. Now, have they risen to the occasion in most cases? Yes. Do I know what they're going to do on Wednesday? I have no earthly idea. And
Right.
But it's because I'm a pragmatist. I might be the worst kind of sports fan ever. I'm a pragmatist. I fully expect Arsenal to come and want to play. But I will say this, plain and simple. If they get punched in the face early, they're going to fold, man. Against City, they'll fold. Because the thing about it is, it already showed there's enough guys who, if they did that, what they did against Southampton, when they got punched in the mouth early, and you get them same chances, City's putting 7 on you. They're
Well,
putting
Patrick-
7 on.
Patrick
And
said it's the
about this, I've
maturity.
complained about City not attacking. They're going to keep attacking because they need goal difference on that. They're going to keep going.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, if you're an Arsenal fan out there and you'd rather forget this result, go ahead and smash the like button as hard as you want to smash the wall. Drop the channel and get that notification bell on. We'll be back real soon.